All right, guys, welcome back to Pagel Services. If you guys watched the last video, you know that we got a truck down again, and we're just having a lot of truck problems. So today, we're going to walk through the truck fleet and see what exactly is going on here and what we need to do as a business to try to get this fleet of trucks under control. So we got a transmission out of one of the trucks, and it's not really worth putting a new transmission in, so of course everybody in the comments says just go buy a new one. So I want to show you guys what exactly we need to buy and what's feasible and what can be done. But first, let's go through some trucks and see what we got here at Pagel Services for a fleet of trucks. All right, how would you guys like to win $4,500? That's right. That's right. We're giving away $4,500, guys, for our current giveaway. The cash gun is not working, but we're still giving away $4,500. All you got to do is go to pagelservices.net/shop. Every dollar you spend gets you one entry for this giveaway, guys. If you guys stick around in the video, there's going to be a little secret in the video that's going to help you guys get 10 times entries for this giveaway right here. Let's get back into the video. All right, so this truck here, this one we picked up in Texas early last year. So this truck is good. It's basically rust-free. This is a 17 Duramax. It's got about 170,000 miles on it. It's deleted. Great truck thus far, and super happy with this one. So we do not need to replace this one. This one's good, but we need like 10 more of those. All right, this one is a 2015. This is a gasser. This is a 1-ton actually, so it does have the heavier springs in the back. This one also has about 170,000 miles on it. This one runs and drives great. The only thing is it's gonna need some rocker panels replaced pretty soon. But this truck here is definitely a keeper. I like this style of truck, these 15 to 19 Silverados. This one here I have had for, I believe, 10 to 12 years. I could probably look and tell you guys. As far as body-wise, these trucks are the worst ones to rust out. So this one's an 08 Duramax. This one's probably got an ass load of miles on it, probably like 250. The crank snapped on the engine probably 50,000 miles ago. So it does have a brand new GM crate engine and all new injectors and all that. So I spent like 10,000 bucks doing that. No, it's probably more than that. Either way, I got to keep this truck because it does have a new engine. It needs new front fenders. It's got a rust-free cab on it. So this truck I want to keep. Probably just put a flatbed on it. 2 new front fenders, and this one would be good. The frame's actually solid on this one, and this truck the mowing crew uses, so just all around I like that truck. It's a good truck. All right, now we're getting into the shit boxes already. So this one here is an 07 Silverado 2500. This one has 220,000 miles on it. It's pretty much rust-free. It's got a rust-free bed from Texas. It does need some fenders. The cab's in pretty good shape. This truck runs and drives really good. This is one of the nicer ones. But I would like to sell this one and get a newer style truck, like the 15 to 19 style. But this truck, when I bought it, probably 6-7 years ago, came from a local business, and I think I paid $4 grand for it at the time. It did have a rusted out box, and it was in pretty rough shape, but we've obviously fixed it up. And I believe this one has a new transmission as well. So this one kind of teeter-totter. I don't know. We could probably keep it, but again, I'd just like to have some newer trucks in the fleet. So let's go outside and look at the real nuggets. All right, so this is that 2000, it's actually 2012. It's a 1-ton, and this is probably one of the worst trucks that I ever bought. It was a plow truck before I bought it, so it was already rusted out 5 years ago when I got it. I never should have bought it. It was a mistake. Live and learn. But it needs a transmission now. I found a transmission for like 1,800 bucks. Maybe we put one in it. Keep it as a shovel truck, but this thing is literally just, it's literally rusting apart, so it's probably not worth fixing. Now this one is just like the one in there, but it's an 04. This one has 340,000 miles on it, I believe. And this one is definitely getting tired. It's still a good work truck, still gets stuff done, but when you put a plow and a salter on it, or you're trying to haul a skid loader, you're asking a lot from this old girl. You know, she's what, 22 years old, so it's got good tires on it. I did replace the cab corners on it when I bought it, so they're about gone again now. So this truck probably just needs to go. This one I just recently bought. I only paid 1,500 bucks for it. It runs and drives. It's basically just a backup shovel truck. Probably need to just get rid of everything from here on over. This one here is one of the first ones I bought. I've had this one for at least 10 years. This is an 07 3/4 ton. This one's got, I think, 400,000 miles on it. This one we did put a different 6.0 engine in it about a year ago. So it does run and drive good, but certainly high miles, and she's getting tired as well. And this is also one of those trucks you don't want to just throw a trailer on and go haul a skid loader with, because it's going to be sketchy. But she's a good plow truck for gravel lots and stuff. This one here, this is a 01 GMC. So I think I paid 1,200 bucks for this POS at least 6 or 7 years ago. And it's been wrecked a couple times. My son rolled it over. You know, we changed the front to a Chevy. That didn't help. It's still a POS. This truck needs to go. She's in rough shape. Needs to go. This one, same thing. I mean, it looks decent, and this one actually runs and drives pretty good, but it's really time to upgrade. So like this truck, I'll have kind of on a mowing route this summer, and I'd really like to have something a little bit more reliable. So but this one's an 04 4-door short box, and you know, this one would still be a decent truck for somebody you know, that's not using it for work every day. And then this one here, this old girl, you know, I think I paid 700-800 bucks, 1,000 bucks, something like that. This one is in pretty rough shape as well. It needs some body mounts. The doors aren't shutting right. Still runs and drives great, but you're not pulling anything with it. It's literally a car with a box on the back. It's gutless. It's good on gas, but, you know. So basically what it looks like is everything outside needs to go. It's just all got to get sold. You know, these trucks aren't worth a lot of money, but if we sold all of these out here, it would probably help, you know, towards a new truck fund. Because some of these, you know, people still use. Just for everyday business, it's probably not a good idea to be dependent on these trucks. All right, so let's go through the list of trucks here and see exactly what we're looking like here on the old whiteboard. So we're gonna have a keep list and a sell list. So we're obviously keeping the ones that are in here. Oh boy, probably keep that half-ton out there for an extra shovel truck. And I think we're gonna keep that old one with 400,000 miles on it for a beater for me to use when we're screening dirt. But we need to sell a couple half-tons. Definitely 204, definitely 201, definitely 211 with the tranny out, probably that one. So what do we got here? We got 1, 5, 1, 2, 6. So those aren't good odds. So we got 6 we need to sell and 5 we want to keep. So we need a couple half tons, newer ones, and then we probably need 1, 2, 3, 4 We could probably get by with 3 new 3/4 tons. Newer. I don't really want to buy new trucks. I'd rather buy like these 15 to 19 Silverados with like 100,000 miles on them. So a good example is the John Deere skid loaders that I had. I had those machines forever, and they were great machines, but they had like 8,000 hours on them. And what was happening is almost every time or every other time we used them on a job, they would blow a hose or an O-ring or something would go wrong. And it just got to the point where it was like, this doesn't make sense to keep these old machines. They're old and they're paid off, you know, much like all those trucks outside, they're all paid off, but it's costing me too much money to repair them. Because it's one thing if you're just a one-man show and you just got to repair something, it doesn't cost you much. But when you got employees standing around or repairing things, it can cost you a lot of money. So, for example, those 2 Deere skid loaders, you know, they were paid off, and I think I got, oh, whatever. Let's just say I got 20K. I sold them both for 10K, something like that. And then the 2 new Bobcats, what were they, 55? So basically say 110 for 2 new Bobcats. Those S650s that I got, they were like 54 a piece. So if you minus that, 20. So 90K and 2 new skids, and I think the payment's like $1,500 a month or something. Maybe it's $2,000 a month. I don't know. Either way, you know, you can easily spend $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month on repairs, and not only repairs, the downtime. So thus far, we've been super happy with this investment. Yes, I have a payment every month, but what I don't have is breakdowns. I don't have employees standing around. I don't have people calling me. I don't have trucks going to get parts. There's a lot of things that go into this. When you have this old equipment or old trucks, you really have to weigh your options. So sometimes that payment is way cheaper than having old stuff. So that's kind of the math that I'm doing right now, is some of these trucks I've had for way too long, and it's just time to upgrade and just bite the bullet and have some payments. The reason I haven't really done anything thus far is because the last 2 winters we haven't made hardly any money. Well, we haven't made any money. So last winter sucked, and the winter before that really sucked. So when you go 5 or 6 months of the season and not making any money, it pretty much breaks you. So this winter we've had some good snowfall and good salting events thus far, and we're making money this winter, which is great. But that's putting a toll on all the equipment now, and we've got a huge summer, huge spring coming up where we're going to be super busy. We've already got a bunch of jobs lined up, so I need to have all this stuff lined up and ready to go. And I know where we're at right now. This truck situation is not going to work for spring and summer. There's just no way. Again, you know, a lot of these trucks I bought 5, 8, 10 years ago, you know, and if you guys are just a 1 or 2 man show or something, you know, a lot of this stuff will work for you. But when you got 10, 15, 20 employees and you need people to just go jump in a truck and go, you got to have something a little more reliable than what we've got right now. So, you know, I'm thinking somewhere around 100K to 120K would probably fix this situation right here. You know, I like buying trucks for 20,000 bucks. So if you take 20, 40, 60 for a few 3/4 tons and buy a couple half tons, you know, 100K, you know, then you're right back to this again. You're right back to 1,500 or $2,000 a month. These are just numbers I'm just winging out of my head, guys. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, so these are rough numbers. But
how much do you think you could get if you sold all those?
Not much. I don't know. I guess I forgot that part. That's how confident I am in these trucks. I forgot about selling them. Oh, I mean, really, this truck probably, I mean, this one's probably the better one. Probably 6K for that one. This one maybe 2K. That one maybe 1K. This one maybe 4K. You know, 2K, 1K. So we got 6, 7, 8, and 16. So roughly 16K in used trucks-ish. So yeah, if you go back here and take off that 16K, you know, that helps towards the new truck fund. So, but you got to remember too, it's going to cost me probably, you know, on average probably $1,000 a truck to make sure they got the right plow brackets, lights, and stickers. You know, some of the trucks will probably be $1,500. The half tons will probably be closer to $600-800 to get the stickers and stuff on them. So it's a lot of dinking around, but right now is the time to do it. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here. So let's run up to the office and take a look. I'll show you guys kind of some of the trucks that I look at. You know, I want to buy trucks down south because they're rust free, so it makes it a pain in the ass. As you guys know, if you watched our trip to Texas, trying to buy that truck was an absolute nightmare. But I'm not buying trucks in Wisconsin. You can't buy 10-year-old trucks in Wisconsin. It's just not possible. You're buying a used truck that's already rusted out and already has issues. So let's go to the office and see what's going on. All right, guys, we are back at the office here, and I'm just gonna go through some trucks with you guys and show you guys what this looks like. Like I said, for me, I like to find trucks in the southern states, Texas, Georgia. This one here is in North Carolina. And I really like the 15 to 19 body style trucks. They're a heavy frame truck, and they're easy to repair, and they can get high miles on them. So I've seen these trucks with 400,000 miles on them, and you know, my truck's a 19, and it's got 200,000 miles, and it has all the original components other than the brakes. So let's go through these. I've got 6 trucks right here. So this here is a 2019. It's got 117,000 miles, and they want 23,000. I like the 4-door trucks. We'd probably take the topper off of it, possibly, but 4-wheel drive, ready to go. Power windows, pretty basic. So next one, we got a 2019 with 175,000 miles. You know, and obviously buying this stuff, like if this one had 175,000 miles on it, you know, this would be one of the trucks that we don't use every day, but we still need. This one, same thing. This one does have power windows as well, but it's a work truck. 4-wheel drive, $16,000. So, you know, once they get up there in miles, the price goes down quite a bit, but I'm comfortable, you know, at 170,000 miles. As you guys saw, 2 of the trucks in the shop have 170,000 miles, and this would be rust free. So same thing, 2019, 4-wheel drive, 145,000 miles. This one looks pretty clean. You know, these are the kind of trucks I like. This one's actually an LT, so it does have the push button or the knob on the dash, which I'd rather have it on the floor, but that is kind of nice once in a while. So this one would be 24,000. It's at a dealer, so I think we could get that price down a little bit. Next one, 2019, 180,000 miles, 17,000 bucks. Same thing as the other ones, guys. These are all. This one does have the shorter 4-door though. And after being in this business and having all these trucks, guys, having these 4 doors is really nice. I've got some regular cab trucks, and it always ends up being a pain because, you know, if you want to take 3 guys with you, it's a pain in the ass. So, and then I would like to get a half ton just for the for the odd accounts, the oddball mowing accounts that we do. So there's usually a half-ton running around with a little 12-foot utility trailer and a mower. So would be nice to have a half-ton. Also going and getting parts, stuff like that. You don't want to be taking a big old 3/4 ton. So this is a pretty nice half-ton LT, 130,000 miles, 4-wheel drive, Z71, whatever. But you know, 21,000 bucks. Looks like that would be a pretty nice truck. And then I found another 2019. This one's higher miles yet, but again, you know, it would be the lower mile ones, you know, 117 and 144 that would be the main trucks, and then these other ones would kind of be the ones that don't get used every day. So this is a, well, it says 2019 up here, and then it says 2016 down here. So probably a shady dealership if it's actually a 16. But either way, you know, she's already got the back bumper caved in, so we like that. But these aren't exactly, you know, and plus it's hard to buy trucks, you know, down south. It's a pain. You know, these aren't exact trucks that I'm going to go buy tomorrow, but these are all examples of what I want. Alright guys, 10 times entries for the giveaway are these calendars right here. Now this is Liz. She's going to be our new sales manager. She starts next Monday. But if you guys want to see her on the calendar, these are 10 times entries. Go check them out in the merch shop. 10 times entries this weekend only. Get on over to the merch store. Now if you pair this with one of our 10x multipliers, guys, you could end up with 500 entries for this giveaway just by buying this calendar. And don't be staring at Liz because she's going to be working for us next week. So now you know the secret. Let's get back into the video, and when this video is done, go to pegelservices.net/shop. Every dollar you spend gets you an entry. So let's just do some quick math here. So I've got 6 trucks here. We got 5 3/4 tons and 1 1/2 ton. If you add all these up, it's 115,000 bucks. If we paid the full price for all these. I did say that if we sold some trucks, we'd have about 16 grand to put in towards these. But I think for now, I'm just going to forget about that and use that 16 grand to probably go get these trucks and upfit all of them. So that money would pretty much fly right out the door by the time I paid guys to go get these trucks, put decals on them, lights on them all, and plow mounts. You know, that money's going to pretty much go away pretty quick. So we're just going to forget about the money we have in our current trucks. But 115K would get me these 6 used trucks. Now, I'm sure there's guys out there that are like, well, why don't you just go buy new trucks? Okay, well, we can look at that. So I just pulled one up on Auto Trader quick, for example. So this is a 2024, which I thought it was a 26, but either way, brand new truck, 60,000 bucks. So if we get 5 3/4 tons at 60,000 and 1 1/2 ton, one new 1/2 ton at 45,000, that puts us at 345,000 for 5 new 3/4 tons and 1 new 1/2 ton. So quite a bit big difference there, guys. 345K for 6 new trucks, 115K for 6 used trucks. So now let's break that down. So you got your payments, and these aren't exact numbers, but these are just rough numbers. So 345K, you know, roughly that would be $6,300 a month, which that's not something I want to swing. You know, during the summer months we could swing that, but the winter months that could be tough. So if you go back to the used trucks, 115K, you know, you're going to have a little higher interest rate because they're used trucks, whatever. But that would be around $2,300 a month. Just doing rough math here at 60 months. And obviously we could put some money down, so it wouldn't be that much, but these are just rough numbers just to give you guys an idea on what the thought process is behind all of this. So now while doing this, I went over and I talked to Ashley, and I found out that we have a loan. We have a loan coming up that is almost done. It's only got 2 payments left on it. I believe it's for the skid loader, the track machine. No. Well, whatever. We got a loan that's coming up. It's only got 2 payments left, and it's $1,600 a month. So, you know, if you think about it this way, I could pay that loan off right now, you know, $3,000 or $3,500, and free up that $1,600 a month, and then take out another loan for $115K, get 6 newer trucks, and then have a payment for $2,300 a month. So if you do that quick math, right now, if I paid off that other loan, got a new loan, it would be costing me $600 more a month as far as expenses right now. So a lot of different stuff that goes into this, guys, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea and the thought process and how my brain works. You know, I know there's guys out there that save up cash and go buy trucks. You know, which honestly, that's what I did when I was smaller and, you know, didn't have the overhead that I do now. But we're just not in that boat, especially with the last couple winters, so we just don't have the money. The other thing, too, is, which I don't really think about a lot, but when guys come here for podcasts, they always tell me, you know, holy cow, this office setup is nice. And that is something I kind of forget about, is the amount of money that I've stuck into this office building and into that new building out there. You know, I'm sticking a lot of money in other places. Now, let's think about this. If I didn't have the office and guys just worked from home here, you know, we could swing these trucks pretty easy. You know, I've decided to invest my money into the office building, the merch, you know, the merch sales, the giveaways. So there's a lot of different irons in the fire here. But at least you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at here. So gonna do some more thinking on this and probably get that loan paid off early. 2 months left, so we could pay that off right now, and you know, look into getting a loan for around 115 or 120K, and start doing some research on these. It is a pain in the butt to deal with some of these guys. So like this one's a dealer. This one I'm not worried about. This one's a dealer I'm not worried about. Dealer, not worried about. This one, not a dealer. So, you know, you're going to go down to Texas and deal with Pablo, and he thinks that you're ICE or something. So it's really hard to communicate with these guys. But now you guys know what I'm going through. It sure would be nice to have a bunch of nice, clean, rust-free trucks. Get them all stickered up, and you know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the brain masterclass with Caleb here. The How Caleb Thinks class. We're not going to do this often. Just racking my brain over here. All right, so you guys got to see the numbers on the used trucks and the new trucks, and well, you know it's expensive to fix the old trucks, but I do want you guys to comment down below. What's your guys' opinion? Do we keep fixing our old trucks? Do we buy some newer used trucks, or do we buy all new trucks? What do you guys recommend? What's your guys' opinions? I did get the sales car all cleaned up this week. She's looking pretty fly. I gave her a full detail. This thing is rust free. This is one of those that we bought out of state. If you find one of these in Wisconsin, they're all rusted to shit. But man, look at this fresh interior. She's looking nice in there. And if anybody local is looking for a job, we are looking for a new sales manager. So if you're at all interested or know somebody that's money hungry and wants to do some sales, tell them to give us a call. But until then, guys, we're gonna see you in the next one. Have a good weekend. Talk to you later.
Out in southwest Wisconsin where the work gets done, we ain't about the fake, we just show the real fun. From fixing up the houses to clearing out the land, a little bit of sweat